Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Friday, the 17th of March. Well, what looked to be a fantastic, or possibly at the start of a fantastic day, rather fizzled out quite tamely, really. Well, the first two races, we had a 40 to 1 that turned the bend, looking like it could win. And then the second horse, Mill Green, going possibly a couple of lengths clear at one point at 22 to 1. So we got a 40 to 1 placed, a 22 to 1 placed, and nothing really else did anything, if I'm being honest. There was a few that huffed and puffed, but apart from that, oh, sorry, we had Envoy Allen that won 11s, but then couldn't get anything else with it. So very disappointing because the Foxy Girl, even that one, it was sat towards the rear end and then it made a bit of a mid-race move. And then I think what it did, it basically pulled too hard throughout the race and then it fizzled out towards the end. So what could have been a very interesting day, or even similar to the first day at Cheltenham, the Tuesday, where we got several horses placed, as I said, fizzled out, and then in the end it was just over £60 on, £15 return. So Friday, it's a bit of an okay day, but I've once again gone for a few outsiders. Probably the most obvious bet for me is the 10 to 1, or I haven't taken the price, but the 10 to 1 chance, which I'm about to reveal. But apart from that, I have gone for some outside. 20 pence each way trebles, and then I've had £2 each way singles on every single horse. You decide what stake you want, but here are the selections. So the first selection is in the 210 at Cheltenham, paying 8 places instead of 4. Well, I wanted to look for a bit of an outsider, but if I'm being honest, I couldn't find one. So I've gone for Ballyadam. Originally, I fancied this horse, but I thought when I saw the price, it was 10 to 1. And I thought to myself, surely there's better value than, don't get me wrong, a 10 to 1 chance that I think it's got a good chance of winning or placing. Well, as I said, I did have a look further down to see if they were like at 25 to 1, 33 to 1, but nothing really stood out. There was quite a few horses that had come back off of big absences or decent sized absences. And I thought, well, no, I don't really want to risk it. So I've gone for this 10 to 1 chance. I've left the price, hoping that it drifts, but I think it's got a cracking chance. The second selection is Search for Glory in the 250 at Cheltenham, paying 6 places instead of 3. The third selection is Royal Pagaille in the 330 at Cheltenham in the Gold Cup, paying 5 places instead of 3. It looks like genuine soft ground. It's given out a bit of rain, but it's not going to get any quicker, in my opinion, and it's not going to get any slower. It is soft ground. I do think Royal Pagaille could pick several horses off one by one as they head for home. Turning the bend, heading for home. I do think there'll be 1 or 2 horses that have been forcing the pace in this race that have crowded off, and this horse could hopefully, at about 50s or 66s, could begin to pick 1 or 2 of the fancied horses or the pace setters off. The fourth selection is Mighty Stowaway in the 410 at Cheltenham, paying 4 places instead of 4. This horse came third in this race last year. It's lost its way since. I've got no idea, if I'm being honest, what they've been doing with it. Well, the jockey is Mr. Ben Sutton. Well, he rode a horse that I tipped. Bearing in mind it was a huge price. And he rode a decent race on it. Well, I don't know what relation it is, but it's N Sutton that owns it. Well, it was N Sutton that owned the other horse that I tipped that time. And I think it's been a bit weird, really. It's done nothing one of its runs. And it's also been sent point to pointing. So, and it only came second in that race as well. As I said, I don't know what they're doing with it. Yes, it's quite rightly due to be 150 to 1. But I think it was only a year ago since it ran a decent race in this race. So surely it's not lost its way that much. So it wouldn't surprise me if it runs a better race than its price. Is it good enough to come in the first 4? I don't know. But at 150 to 1, I'll take the risk. The final selection is Au Fleuron in the 530 at Cheltenham, paying 6 places instead of 4. Well, I've given out Ballyadam. This is probably between Ballyadam and O'Fleuron. They are the next best and nab. I can't really choose between them. But what I will say about O'Fleuron is it was a very questionable ride it was given last time. What happened was it was relatively prominent on the inside. It was allowed to be dropped back or to drop back mid-pack, then towards the back end of the field, and going from the inside, it then took the outside route, and basically it was the only one that made massive progress, and I was scratching my head when I saw it. So also the colours, I tend to forget. Is it Ben Kareev Stud or Ben Kareev Syndicate? If you look at the owners, you'll know who owns it, and the very familiar colours. But also, they also had, I believe it was the 3rd and 7th place horses in this race last year, and this was one of them. And I do believe this horse can run another good race in this race again. So those are all the selections. Sorry, I haven't really explained this very well, but those are all the selections. There's a lot of tasty prices. Basically, we want Ballyadam to either win or come placed, and then at least another one of these with it to I think that would probably guarantee either a return of his money or at least a little bit of a profit. So anyway, the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.